Hello and welcome to today's daily market update brought to you by Forex.Academy. So in this brief webinar, we'll be taking a look at what is currently moving in the financial markets. So without further ado, if you can take a brief moment to familiarize yourself with the risks involved in trading these financial markets, and do familiarize yourself with the disclaimer currently up on screen. Okay, so let's get straight in and review today's market movers. And I suppose all eyes go straight to the oil markets. We had a decision made by OPEC and non-OPEC oil producing countries last Friday, which was to remove some of the restrictions with regards to the supply of oil. And the numbers that are very much quoted in and around that are based on between 600 and 800,000 barrels of oil. So a significant increase of supply into the market. Now we're actually getting some really strong positive price action off the back of that. And that's really what's telling. So on Friday, we started around the $65.50 level. And now we are currently up at the $70 level, as you can see up on screen. So just a little bit below that. So that's a really significant move in a very, very short period of time. So, and what it does is when there was talk about the restrictions coming in, we saw a really strong sell-off, because that's something that's quite interesting about the fundamentals behind the oil markets, is they're very much driven by factors impacting supply and demand. So whereas we would have expected the news announced by OPEC to remove some of the restrictions as an opportunity for the price to actually move lower, but in actual fact, we've seen the opposite price action for that. So it is a good lesson to look to trade what you see and not necessarily what you think should happen. So we are seeing these markets explode to the upside. So it's given some really interesting opportunities to push the price of oil to the upside. Okay, so looking across the rest of the market, we'll just start with the dollar index. We were talking about, again, throughout the course of today, looking to buy above the 94.11. And as you can see, we're extending nicely above that level. So been a strong day for the dollar index. As a result, we're seeing the price of, we were looking to sell this level on a couple of occasions at the 16.98 level and the 16.30.73, and we're currently below that level as we talk at this moment in time. So we'd expect this market actually to tick lower and see if the bears start to get control of this market. The gold market has been hanging around these kind of levels on and off for most of the trading day. So we would expect to see continuation and a break of these levels to the downside. Looking at the dollar yen market, we're seeing prices explode to the upside, and a little bit of indecision for a part of today where this market was really looking like it was looking quite bearish. And as you can see, we've reversed that bearish stance and is now looking quite positive once more. At the dollar CAD, we do expect this market to move higher. We've had a sideways moving day. It is a bullish spinning top candlestick. So there's every potential for this market to squeeze to the upside. But we are effectively just consolidating and hopefully creating a bit of a low in this level before we get that next move to the upside. So that's the dollar CAD. Another market we were able to capitalize on a short trade to the downside was a confirmed break below the 73.93 level. And as you can see, we have pulled back, but this is just purely a pullback on a 15-minute time frame. So we do still expect this market to move lower, but it's painfully moving lower. And if we look at it on a daily time frame, yes, we do expect continuation to the downside, but we're going to have to be slow and patient and really wait for that move to unfold. The New Zealand dollar has extended lower, as you can see. So this market is pushing further lower to the downside. The dollar Swiss, we can break above the 98.92, which was a good opportunity to buy this market. And now we're currently up at 99.11. So a 20-odd pip, 25 pip winner potentially in the dollar Swiss. The euro pound is just in this sideways moving price action, as you can see over the last few weeks, with a strong biasness to the upside. So just to finish off the currency pairs, we can have a look at the euro yen, and you can see on a daily time frame that the price action is a little bit choppy today, and we'll take away a couple of these levels. We were looking to sell this market at one point, and we've slowly retraced these lows, and now just puts a question mark in our head in terms of what direction this market is moving in. So we have to be super patient with this market. Moving on to the pound yen, we can see this market consolidating around these levels, around the 145.55 level. So again, a little bit of indecision in this market, so we need to just be patient with a couple of these markets as things stand. We've been talking all day about the potential for a little bit of a retracement of yesterday's moves to the downside, and as you can see, if we look across the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq, we are getting the moves that we, from a price action perspective, we'd be looking to take. So we are getting these moves in the latter part of the trading day. So we were hopeful that this market would have moved during the At the Traders Live webinar. However, it just sort of moved sideways. And then as the afternoon has unfolded, we've started to see these markets really break out. So it just shows you that the analysis can be correct, but you could always focus on that timing, and often get a little bit disillusioned, really, if the market continues to move sideways for a prolonged period of time. But if you do your analysis correct, and you get your timing right, you can benefit from a move like we're currently seeing. So the UK market is pushing as well to the upside. All of the global equity markets are all pushing higher. We were looking to buy above the 75.42 level, and that's what we're seeing with these markets pushing to the upside. The gold market is we're looking to sell this market. We're actually been selling now for over a week or so, and we're seeing this market continue lower, which is great. It's what we'd want to see, but we don't want this market to pull back too much. So we would like to see this market extend a little bit lower before it closes for the evening. And starting as we finished looking at the oil market, the more recent highs is around the $72.50 level, and we are not too far away from that as we stand. There is a major there is a level of resistance around the $70 level, $70.5 level. So that might provide a little bit of resistance, but it will be interesting to see what lies ahead as far as crude oil is concerned. And we are just seeing Bitcoin just roll over to the downside just a fraction. Okay, so that just about concludes then today's daily market update. So all that's left for me to do now is to thank you very much for joining us. Do take care. We look forward to seeing you next time. So from everyone here, bye for now.